Is that real sweat?
It's real sweat. I'm a high performance athlete. Athletes sweat. Sweat, baby. Sweat, sweat.
Alright, what is up everybody? Indy Boy Racing here. Welcome back to the channel. As always, glad to have you here. And as the green lights go out right now, I'm going to be pleading my case on exactly why Indycar needs to be racing here at the beautiful MT.PANORAMA Bathurst circuit. Alright? Now just remember, I am no pro. I will be serving up some sloppy joes during this race, alright? So kick back, relax, and remember the journey is the destination. Now, let's get back to why I am pleading my case on exactly why IndyCar needs to race here. Alright? March 3rd, IndyCar will be kicking off their 2023 season at the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Florida. And the thing is, IndyCar's only in the States. We need to start getting people's attention. Telling everybody about IndyCar, letting them know this is where racing was born, baby. This is where it's at. These cars are pure entertainment. Alright, now I understand I'm racing on a, 6-year-old simulator game, kind of simulator. Alright, got somebody off in the road right there, tire just flinging around. That is why the Halo was invented, because if that nailed me in the face, I'd be gone. Alright? I have to just say, yeah, I'm out of the race. And if you look right now in my rearview mirror, this guy's definitely wanting to pass me. So I'm going to let him pass. Because if I had fought him into that turn, the race would have been over. This video would have been frustratingly just not happening. Alright, so let's check that replay on what happened to that car going off. Alright, here they are coming up, just sliding into the back wall, just causing a little bit of imbalance and going right into the wall. Happens to Bernard's car. They slam right in there as well. Hey, might as well throw in the third, who automatically disappears, causing just wreckage all over the track, completely backing up the grid. Look at this. Missing 2 tires. This guy, he's missing 1, and he just completely backs up the entire grid. I can't complain though. Gives me a lot of breathing room. Alright? But the downside is these guys are going to be hitting up the pits, and that's going to cause a lot of traffic. Now that can be good for me, or that can be bad, because traffic in IndyCar, they don't have to get out of the way. They are not obligated. They can see the blue flag, the blue lights, and go, yeah, alright, somebody's going to try and pass me. That's fine. I don't got to get out of the way though. It is not like F1, where they have to get out of the way after seeing the flag 4 or so many times. IndyCar, they can sit and chill. That's what makes it interesting. Imagine you are fighting your heart out, and all of a sudden a lapped car is in your way. Let's ignore what's happening on the screen. Fell asleep on that turn. Anyways, clean it back up. You're fighting for first, lapped car decides not to get out of your way. That backs you up, then you got second, third, fourth, and whoever on your tail. About to take away that precious podium position from you. Now, let's continue. IndyCar needs to race here. Why? Just look at the content we're already getting. These cars know power steering, so the drivers are consistently fighting every turn, every little bump in the road, everything they feel, they are fighting it. Along with that, these cars are like freaking squirrels. They are slipping and sliding all over the track, constantly having the rear end, having to just fight it and stay in position. This is what I mean when the drivers are fighting the car. Alright, many times if you watch IndyCar onboard camera, you will see that steering wheel snap from their hands so many times. So many times. It's like, you gotta be careful because you will break a thumb. Now, why else does it need to race here? Close-knit racing. Now sure, as you're seeing, as a couple laps, you get a couple laps in, or if just the whole freaking track gets backed up, the whole grade gets backed up because 3 cars slammed into a wall. In real life, that would have caused a full caution, yellow flag, a full restart would have happened, meaning, you know, we would have gone back to a rolling start, lining back up, boom, pace car goes back in, we go back to racing, similar in Formula 1 with the safety car. But I don't have any of that turned on, so the carnage and the debris remains on the track. But with the close-knit racing, it's just, there's a lot more battling, a lot more hair pulling, and moments where you are on the edge of your seat, biting your nails. But sure, give it some time, the grid tends to spread out just like any other race. But there are still plenty of moments of just, where you feel like you are just on the edge, sweating, getting the blood pumping, heart's going. It's honestly a good time. Now, we are on lap 3 here. I am in what looks like 6th place. And many of you may be thinking, if you've been watching, like, okay, well, this can go flat out on this turn. What are you doing? There's no safety car out. Come on, let's push it to the limits. And I am. I really am. Like I said, Indycar, you are fighting that car constantly. You feel like the rear end, you are going to lose it. I have my setup as a very stable setup. I've talked to the engineer. One cool thing about Project Cars 2 is it has an option where you can talk to the engineer for your setup. You tell him your problem and he'll kind of give you advice like, hey, I keep losing my rear end on fast turns. He'll be like, oh, lower the downforce, raise the downforce, spring rate that, you know, kind of gives you ideas on what you need to fix and kind of helps you along the way of understanding how to set up the car. And let me tell you, this car is set up to be as stable as possible, and yet you still can feel it wanting to leave from underneath you, just throw you out into the wall. So you gotta be easy on that throttle, especially here. These are fast corners. These are fast turns where you can take them flat out. But you don't want to snap the steering wheel, don't want to put too much input in because you will end up losing the rear end, sliding, and then there goes your race, right? It's a horrible time. Nobody wants to put up with that. So I'm in 5th now. Here we are in the 4th lap. Past that dude back in the twisty, windy section of here at Bathurst. I don't know if it's got a name. I don't know its name. But that section where, like, you shouldn't be passing people, I made a pass. Another interesting thing about Project Cars 2, you'll notice here, because my lap time is around a minute 45, where in practice I was putting in minute 30. It's because the AI, I don't know if you get behind them and they just start brake checking and slowing down. Like, they will slow their pace down. Makes no sense. Really makes no sense. Oh, guy hits into the wall. Look at this piece of debris coming my direction and gets stuck between me, the mirror, and I gotta slow my pace down because I cannot see the apexes. Finally, I guess it slides over my helmet and off. And so now I know the guy in front of me has lost part of his front wing, and so this I can go okay. May get through this twisty, windy, messy section, and I can get him on this straightaway at the end of this. Alright, you know, I'll get on the push to pass, make easy work of him. Here we are, coming into the turn, getting on that push to pass. He gets a nice clean exit, so he's a little bit ahead of me. But like I said, he's got damage to that front wing. Get off to the left, not a problem. Easy. Gets me up into 4th position on the 4th lap. Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else, wow, what a journey this has been, right? There's been moments where I've overshot the turns, almost hitting the wall, we're dodging debris, traffic, making moves. Like I said, pure entertainment. This is why Indycar needs to be racing internationally at Bathurst, and of course, plenty of other tracks internationally. I mean, sure, I believe they hit up Canada. They may go to Mexico City. That's not international enough. Okay, literally being an American, that's just, you took a couple steps north, you took a couple steps south. Good job. What do you do? You know? All right, let's You know, I know we're trying to save the earth and everything, but let's get on that jet. Start traveling. Start seeing the world, Indycar. Okay? Bathurst is definitely one of those locations. Here I am. This is honestly one of my favorite turns because if you can nail it, you just feel yourself hooking into that right-hander and just swinging across, slingshotting yourself up the hill, and then you just kind of carry that weight into these turns, allowing you to have a clean setup for this getaway right here. And if that whole, just a little bit of climbing the mountain is clean, the shifting of the gears is clean, you're not hitting any bumps, you're not over sliding, you'll nail this twisty windy section. But be careful, okay? Don't get too confident, don't get too cocky. Okay, because that's what happened to me every time. Every time I felt good about myself, I'd be like, wow, I'm really putting in a solid lap. Something like that happens where you go a little bit wide. So a little tip and trick on that turn if you're racing in the IndyCar, just lift off a tiny bit. Don't go flat out. Just a little light lift. Keep it in 5th gear, you'll be good. Alright? So that really slowed me down because I was really beginning to catch up to that car in front of me. As you can see now, it has created some distance between us. And now I'm just thinking, okay, I got a couple more laps ahead of me. Just put in nice clean turns, get your braking points down, don't overshoot anything, get in the proper gear, clean exits, and you'll catch up. Maybe by the 6th, 7th lap. You'll be really pushing your luck. And you'll be really, really pushing for that bottom step of the podium. But bottom step is still the podium. Alright? I swing out a little wide there, and now I'm just kind of just shaking my head to myself. Like, really? If I just had that clean exit this straightaway, I'd probably just ride on his tail already. Sniffing, just like, hey buddy, here's where I'm at. Where you been? Right, you smell different. You smell funny. I dip my toes into the grass a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, ugh, that kind of messed me up. Had to ease off on the throttle for that turn. And now I'm thinking, okay, this is definitely going to be a last lap battle. My goodness. I really carry the momentum through that turn, and I get a clean getaway up the mountain here. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe towards the back straightaway I can make a move, get on push to pass, really catch up to him, maybe nail that last turn before the final turn into, the start-finish straightaway. And I go into this turn here, I think, nope, can't make it, hit a bump right into the wall, losing a tire. My engineer lets me know, in case I didn't know, but let me tell you, that wheel right there, he's pushing it. He's still going. All right? Get to the podium. He can get to the podium. Yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap up the race, the video. I'm going to now selfishly get back on the track and ruin this man's race. But everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I made my case on why IndyCar belongs at Bathurst. I may have been serving up sloppy joes, but hey, imagine if a real IndyCar was here, alright? So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you around.